So a lot of you guys may not know this. I'm a videographer. I shoot and edit videos for my own production company called Ghost Productions, and it's real fun to do. It's a great opportunity. It's fun to do something that you enjoy doing, because it doesn't feel like a job when you're out doing it. Allowing yourself to be creative. But I'm also doing this thing this year where I want to watch 100 new movies. So right now I'm at like 40, and I know we're not even halfway through the year. So I guess that's a good number, considering last year I only watched 70 movies. So this year I'm trying to watch 100, and I'm at 40. And right now I've hit kind of a standstill because I don't know. I don't have many movies I feel like I need to watch. So I don't know, man. Maybe drop some comments down below. Let me know some of your favorite movies, and maybe I'll check them out. But let's get into this NFL video, because we got a good topic here to talk about today. We got it's draft week. This is in my opinion the third best week when we talk about the NFL. Number one is obviously Super Bowl week. Number two is opening week. Number three is draft week. I love the draft. Honestly, I enjoy the draft more than I enjoy opening week. The draft for me is I love watching players walk across the stage. I love watching some teams go stupid in the draft with their picks. I love watching some teams make mistakes. I just love everything about the draft, because you just never know which one of these players is going to turn out to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I just love the draft, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about the topic I have today. Is I'm gonna go through 8 picks that I feel like will be guaranteed on draft day. And when I say this, I mean 8 picks I think will for sure happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm for sure that these players I call out will play for the teams that I state here in a few seconds. And then we'll talk about the 49ers potentially passing on Justin Fields for Mac Jones or Trey Lance. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's been an article that's been placed out saying that the 49ers were down to Mac Jones or Trey Lance with the 3rd overall pick in the draft. We'll talk about that, because I have some opinions about that, but we'll get to that. But we'll get these picks out of the way first, and then we'll talk about which team I think is going to have the best draft this season. And I got a sleeper team that you guys may not expect, but I'm expecting this team to have the best draft. Every year we see a team go through the draft and say, well, dude, they did their thing. They did great. And I think last year was literally the Bucks. And it's funny because the Bucks won the Super Bowl. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, the team I feel like will take the biggest leap from the draft alone. And we'll get into that last. That'll be the last topic. So let's get into these 10 picks, man. I think obviously we got to start with the 1st overall pick. I don't think anyone else has ever said anything other than this guy for the 1st overall pick to the Jaguars, and that is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is that dude. I remember watching him when he first came out of high school, and him battling against Justin Fields and who was going to be the best quarterback. And luckily for Trevor Lawrence, is he went to a school that started him immediately and gave him the opportunities to build a team around him. While Justin Fields went to Georgia, and Kirby Smart had no plans for him. So sadly, that I feel like that kind of tarnished Justin Fields a bit. I mean, he did go to Ohio State and have 2 years to, look like a great quarterback. He made it to a championship game, which is something, I don't know, his successor at Georgia had done. So it's great to see Justin Fields doing his thing. I think Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. However, like we said in the quarterback video eventually, like a while back, I don't think Trevor Lawrence will have the best career in this draft. I think honestly, like I still stick by my point of Zach Wilson having the best, career out of all these quarterbacks, in the draft. And sadly, he's going to the Jets. And I don't really think like when you say something like that, it's like, well, every team sucks at a point. Like we were just clowning the Browns how long ago, because they were 0-16, and now I feel like the Browns are like probably have the best roster in the AFC. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. It's on the channel. But I really think the Jets will turn their stuff around. The Jags were literally just a good team like 3 years ago. So I don't understand the hatred. I think they'll get back on top really soon. So yeah, I got Trevor Lawrence going to the Jags. I think he'll bring they'll have a good quarterback. I mean, what else can I say? They need weapons. So let's see how they address the draft. They need to get this man as many weapons as they can. They need to get him an O-line. And I feel like their defense is a building block as well. But as of right now, you're just not going to be able to build that defense the way you want it to be. with their situation. So, well, I mean, let's start with Trevor Lawrence. Let's start with the offense first. Let's get him an offensive line. Let's get him some wide receivers. It's possible, and I want to see the Jags do it. I think the Jags could be one of those teams that have probably the best draft, but I don't know. That's not my team that I picked, so let's keep going. Number 2, I got Zach Wilson to the Jets. That is gonna happen. Zach Wilson's gonna have the best career out of every quarterback in this draft. I'm here to tell you that right now. The Jets need to get him some weapons, obviously. The Jets have possibly a terrible offense. Their O-line is all right. They took, Becton last season, and he was really good before the injury. I think if they could, maybe grab 2 more offensive linemen, Zach Wilson will be able to work wonders with his team. However, they don't have any wide receivers. So let's see. Let's take some offensive line. Let's take some wide receivers. That's really the story for like a lot of these teams. Well, not really. It's really only the story for this team. With this team and the Jags, they need offensive line and wide receivers. However, because they're going to get their franchise quarterbacks, right? So let's get an offensive line and let's get some talent to build around these guys. At number, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't just skip over Zach Wilson like that because he is Zach Wilson. He's a great guy. Short. He's kind of like a Russell Wilson type build to me. I think he has a great deep ball. He has great accuracy. He can move in and out of the pocket. He has great pocket awareness. It's going to be great to see him in the NFL. I'm telling you, I think this guy's going to have the best career in the NFL. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say it. We might have to put a counter on the screen, but let's go to number 3. The number 3 is going to be the Dolphins. And I don't have a player for the Dolphins, but I'm going to tell you for sure the Dolphins are picking a wide receiver at pick number 6. And that wide receiver is most likely going to be Davante Smith. I'm not saying for sure it's going to be Davante Smith because I know for sure Jamar Chase is going to be off the board. I think Jamar Chase will be off the board in the top 6 picks. If not, then I think the Dolphins will select Jamar Chase. But if Jamar Chase is gone, I would take Davante Smith. Matter of fact, even if Jamar Chase was on the board, I would take Davante Smith. And I love Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is better than Davante Smith. But the thing is I feel like Davante Smith, him playing last season, I feel like, there's so much to go from. We haven't seen Jamar Chase play football in a year. So I feel like he'll be a little bit rusty to start off. I feel like you get Davante Smith, you get a guy who's ready to come in and get to it, come in and just get straight to just putting up those Heisman numbers like he did at Bama. But I'm talking about MVP numbers. We need to see the first wide receiver to win MVP in the NFL. I don't know if it's happened before, actually. I need to look that up before I said that, but I'm expecting Davante Smith to do some big things in the NFL. He was unguardable in college. I don't think he'll be unguardable in the NFL. He's going to go against a lot of cornerbacks, who weigh more than him, who are way more stronger. So a lot of that really isn't going to work when you speak of, coverage. Now, coverage, if they play off on him, then yeah, he can do whatever he did at Bama. But if somebody presses up on him being 166 is going to be kind of a downfall. And I know like that sounds crazy and whatever, but I mean, let's just see how he recuperates, because it's really when he catches the ball, when he makes those moves and he becomes a threat. So I said I didn't have a player, but we might as well just go with Davante Smith at number 6 to the Dolphins. Number four. This one's kind of sus because we're going to talk about this guy later. Trey Lance to the Denver Broncos at number 9. I don't know why, but I can just really see Trey Lance in a Denver Broncos jersey. I feel like Trey Lance has that Denver Broncos look to him, and Denver is in desperate need of a quarterback. Drew Lock is not the answer. He has great accuracy, but he is a terrible quarterback. The Broncos are being held back from Drew Lock. I feel like the Broncos already have the offensive pieces, the offensive weapons they need, but Drew Lock is definitely holding them back. And Trey Lance, I feel like, can bring a new motive to that offense. You got to think they drafted who? KJ Hamler last season. Who else did they have? Cortland Sutton. He didn't draft him last year. They got, Jerry Jeudy was drafted last season. I feel like they drafted another guy. I'm missing another guy. Was it a tight end or something? But I know the Broncos already have good pieces at offense, and I think they're ready to get this thing going. But they need a quarterback, and Trey Lance is that guy. And picking at number 9 is great because you get teams with some talent. Some teams with talent, sort of bad. And the crazy thing is the Broncos also have a pretty good defense. They got some great players. You got Simmons, you got Bradley Chubb, Von Miller. So they got a lot of pieces on that defensive side who can work some dangers. So it's gonna be interesting to see the Broncos this season with Trey Lance at quarterback. Wink, wink. Hopefully he lasts to 9 because the 49ers are trolling. I don't know what they're on, but whatever. Now at number 5, this is my team. At number 24, I think the Steelers will take Najee Harris. And I know It's scary to say that because right now I feel like Najee Harris has kind of slipped under radars a bit because when the college season was ending and pro days were going along, dude, he was just everybody was talking about Najee Harris, and it sucked because I felt like he would have easily fallen into our lap. But I feel like then everyone started talking about him and they're like, oh, well, nope, not going to happen anymore. But now I feel like it's kind of cooled off a bit. A lot of people are talking about Javonte Williams. A lot of people are talking about Travis Etienne. And the only team I'm really worried about stealing Najee Harris, I feel like, is the Dolphins. And I don't think the Dolphins will do that. Or the Cardinals could because they need a running back desperately. But I don't think the Cardinals are going to be looking to take a running back in the first round. I don't think that would make much sense for them. But the second round, however, yeah. And a guy named Javonte Williams might be that guy, or Travis Etienne. So I think Najee Harris will fall to the Steelers. The hurdle god. I'm talking, this guy is going to be a beast, man. He's going to turn into a threat at that running back position. I would probably cry if we didn't get him. I will admit, I'd probably shed a couple tears. But let's just what's it called when you sit in a circle with the candle and you manifest? We're gonna manifest Najee Harris to the Steelers. I've already been doing it for the past like 2 months. So let's hope that happens. At number 6, we talked about him a little bit earlier in these picks. Justin Fields will go to Atlanta with the number 4 pick in the NFL draft. Now, the thing I feel like people are looking at with Justin Fields is Ohio State quarterbacks themselves. I said this earlier in a video, but Ohio State is literally system quarterback U. I mean, they have a great quarterback year in and year out, but they get to the NFL and they look like they've never played quarterback. They've never played the quarterback position in their lives. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a curse. Also, considering they haven't won a national championship in like 6 or 7 years with the teams they've had. But it's kind of crazy because I feel like teams are starting to notice that now. Like, Ohio State quarterbacks don't do good. Like, you had Dwayne Haskins laughing at Daniel Jones, and now look at him. You had JT Barrett. It's a thing. It's happening. I'm like, don't pretend like Ohio State quarterbacks have success in the NFL because they literally don't. So Justin Fields to Atlanta makes sense, though, because 1, he's a Georgia native, and 2, because he has the best arm in the draft. I mean, his pro day, he, on the run, off one foot, launched like a 60-yard pass, and it was accurate. And I think that made a lot of scouts go, okay, I see what you got going here. I do think Justin Fields will break that Ohio State curse. I don't think he'll fall into the lap of that whole the conspiracy I just came up with, but I think he'll be a great quarterback, especially if he goes to Atlanta, because if Matt Ryan is struggling, we're going to bring in this guy, Justin Fields, and him, Julio, Calvin Ridley. Oh, they're going to cook. I can already see it now. After that, I feel like Atlanta could probably get maybe some defensive weapons. They need some sure tacklers on the defensive side of the ball. Micah Parsons will be great in an Atlanta uniform, but he will not be there in the second round. So that sucks for the Falcons, but they need to find some other guys who are some great tacklers. They need a cornerback as well, but they will go quarterback here. They will go quarterback at number 4, and they'll pick Justin Fields. If not Justin Fields, I think everybody's been saying Kyle Pitts, which would also be kind of crazy. I mean, Matt Ryan would have all the weapons he needs. That would be a dominant. The only thing that sucks is Julio's getting older and older, and I feel like when Julio's contract runs out, he will not re-sign with the Falcons, because I already feel like he's fed up in Atlanta. But I feel like at this point he doesn't really care. He'll probably be asking for a trade soon. Who knows, man? A lot of wide receivers have been lashing out lately, but right now I feel like Atlanta with Justin Fields, even though he won't start immediately, will be an interesting take. We'll see what we got here. At number 7. I'm going to say Azeez Ojulari at number 22 to the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are in need of an edge, especially after losing Jadeveon Clowney, and Azeez Ojulari adds that edge. My guy from UGA. I mean, when this guy first played, he was a redshirt freshman, and which was last season, not this season, but the season before, and he instantly dominated. Like, he was on the line, he was just getting to the quarterback, causing pressure, stopping the run, and I'm like, man, who is this guy? Like, who is Azeez Ojulari? And I'm telling you right now, this guy's a beast, man. From Georgia fan, he is just dominant on the line. He has a lot to work on. Well, not really a lot. I'm saying when it comes to his hands and him getting off the line, he can improve on that. But once he does, I'm talking, it's just going to be filthy. You got to watch out for it. I think whoever gets Azeez Ojulari, he is a project that will take probably about 2 years to develop. But he is a great edge guy, and it's going to be interesting to see him if he gets to the Titans, because I feel like the Titans are one of those teams that are really good at football. So We'll see where the Titans go with number 22, but I think Azeez Ojulari will be in Tennessee next season. Not too far from Georgia either, so you know what I mean. And then number 8, final pick. It's going to be for the Patriots at number 15. I think the Patriots will select Mac Jones. Mac Jones will be in a Patriots uniform, and that is the best option I feel like for Mac Jones to get drafted to is to the Patriots, because Bill Belichick will work that magic and he will turn Mac Jones into a threat he never knew he could be. Mac Jones is a scary pick because of, he's a quarterback at Bama. He has all these weapons, and Bama's kind of like in the same boat with Ohio State. Like, most of their quarterbacks get to the NFL and don't really fare out well. I think Tua will break that curse, but Mac Jones could also do some damage. But he played with Davante Smith, Jalen Waddle, John Mechie III. It's you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's scary, because when he goes to the Patriots, I mean, I don't know, the Patriots spent all that money in free agency. They got weapons now, so he definitely has talent around him, but it's still a scary pick. And I'm telling you this, if the Patriots select Mac Jones at 15 in the second round, they need to take Pat from the tight end from Penn State, who's a great guy. I don't want to say his last name because I'm pretty sure I'll mispronounce it, but he's a great tight end. I feel like he could be one of those guys, that comes into the NFL and dominates immediately. So I think the Patriots will go tight end in the second round. Actually, no, because they got Hunter Henry, so they do have a tight end. But I mean, I don't know. Even still, having that young guy might be great. Maybe they'll go offensive line or defense, get them some more tacklers on the defensive side of the ball. They're gonna if you're a defensive player and you get drafted to the Patriots, you're gonna be a beast. It's just that simple. That the Patriots do that when it comes to defensive players. So to recorporate, man, I had Trevor Lawrence will be in Jacksonville. Zach Wilson will be in New York. The Dolphins will be. I'm gonna say Devonta Smith will be in Miami next season. Trey Lance will be in Denver. Najee Harris will be in Pittsburgh. Justin Fields will be staying in Georgia, going to Atlanta. Azeez Ojulari, he's a Georgia native. If you guys don't understand that, he played, his high school was in Georgia, and that's why he went to Georgia. He wanted to be close to home. He almost committed to Penn State, but he changed his mind on that. And then obviously after one season, he transferred to Ohio State. Azeez Ojulari will be in Tennessee, and Mac Jones will be in New England, the next Tom Brady. Let me stop. Let's talk about these next topics, all right? And before we get into these next topics, make sure you guys are subscribing. A lot of you guys watching the videos aren't subscribed. You don't lose anything, but you do gain some great sports knowledge. You get to listen to our Sports Junkies rambling. You become a sports junkie. Make sure you guys are commenting down below and letting us know what you think and what you want to see next. The 49ers had a statement released saying that they may be passing on Justin Fields for Mac Jones or Trey Lance. And after seeing that, I never expected the 49ers to draft Justin Fields. I feel like I can see it happening, but I don't think it will. I don't think he fits the narrative of the quarterback that the 49ers want, which is kind of stupid to me, considering that a lot of their offense is built around like those medium to deep passes. So I really feel like Justin Fields will be great in that system because he throws so quick too. He has a great release. But to be honest, Trey Lance has an even better release. Trey Lance's release is filthy. It's quick. Boom, boom, boom. He can, check down the field. And Mac Jones has kind of probably the slower release out of these guys, but he has an insane deep ball. It's not better than Justin Fields, but he has an insane deep ball, great medium accuracy as well. Trey Lance is kind of that guy that just won't turn the ball over. And then Justin Fields is kind of like that guy. He might turn the ball over, but he's going to make some plays for you as well. And long term, I think Trey Lance is going to shock a lot of people, but I think, a lot of these guys trying to pass on Justin Fields is kind of like, it's kind of scary to me. Some people are comparing him to Cam Newton for some reason. I don't know why, because I don't see Cam Newton and Justin Fields at all, actually. When I look at Justin Fields, I see Justin Fields. I don't think I've seen a quarterback like Justin Fields in a long time. And I'm not saying that because he played on Georgia. He didn't really play on Georgia. He played for 2-3 months, and he didn't even get a chance to showcase his talent. He did with one pass, a deep pass to Mecole Hardman, but that was all he was able to ever showcase on that team. I don't understand this at all. I think if Justin Fields is on the board, which he will be at number 3, I think he's the best and safest pick for the 49ers. However, I'm curious as to why they feel like Mac Jones is the guy for the 3rd overall pick in the draft. I don't think that's smart at all for Mac Jones. If you want to take Mac Jones, you need to trade down. You don't need the 3rd overall pick. You could probably get some value for that 3rd overall pick. So trade down if you want Mac Jones. Trey Lance will probably also still be available when we talk about like the 10th pick, 9th, 8th pick. I said he was going to go to the Dolphins. I meant the Broncos at 9. So you could probably trade down a few picks as well. Like, maybe the Patriots will be looking to trade, but I don't know. If you want Mac Jones, you don't need to take him with a 3rd overall pick. I feel like that's a waste. You also don't need to take Trey Lance at number 3. I feel like that's also a waste. However, Justin Fields will be a perfect pick at number 3. He would ruin my Falcons, prediction, or like I said earlier. But I think people were trying to say, what is the problem with Justin Fields and why are teams not paying attention to him? Even after he had an excellent pro day, even after he had, I feel like, a great last season, even after he had a great first season in Ohio State, he's clearly a good quarterback. I don't know why people are, he's a 5-star quarterback recruit, one of the highest quarterback recruits of all time. And, people expected him to be here. But I just don't understand why the 49ers would be willing to give the 3rd overall pick to Mac Jones or Trey Lance when you still got Justin Fields on the board. And Justin Fields, like I said, he can work wonders for your team. And with the 49ers, I feel like he would work really well. I just really don't see Trey Lance or Mac Jones going 3rd overall and being a better fit than Justin Fields at 3rd overall. Now, it's like one of those points. Like if the Jaguars had the 1st overall pick and they chose Zach Wilson instead of Trevor Lawrence, that would make no sense. You know what I mean? Like, you could trade down at that point, at least to number 2, and give the Jets that 1st pick. We've seen it happen before, which makes no sense, because I'm like, why would you trade down with a team if you knew they weren't going to draft them in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, if they didn't want them, then you don't really need it. Who was it that did that? The Bears and the 49ers, when the Bears went to get Trubisky. So, and I think the 49ers drafted Solomon Thomas. So, I mean, talk about a pointless trade. I think, it's crazy because I don't really have much to say for this, except 49ers, do not pass on Justin Fields if you want a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick. Mac Jones and Trey Lance are great quarterbacks, but I feel like for the 49ers at pick 3, Justin Fields is their best option. However, if they end up trading down, which I doubt they will because they just traded up for that 3rd overall pick to give them more leeway and more freedom to pick whoever they want, because they know Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence won't be on the board, then, I mean, who knows? We know they're getting a quarterback. We know that for sure. That's confirmed. But I don't know. Maybe Justin Fields may be in a 49ers uniform. I don't really see Mac Jones or Trey Lance being the 3rd overall pick in the draft. That wouldn't make too much sense to me. Trey Lance is okay. Mac Jones, definitely not. But I don't know. 49ers fans may be here. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments, because that's an interesting one. But let's get on this final topic. And once again, guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe, because like 99% of you guys watching the videos aren't subscribed. And the channel's growing fast, and we'd like you to be a part of it. The Dolphins will have the best draft this season. That's the team that I was hiding. That's the team I wanted to talk about. The Dolphins will have the best draft this season. Let me tell you why. The Dolphins are set up for success. They have a lot of good picks too. All right, they got 2 first-round picks. They got number 6 and number 18. Those are some good value picks, because this first round this year is stacked. So they got that 6th overall pick. That's going to get them a wide receiver. Like I said, Davante Smith. Tua needs weapons. That's the biggest problem with the Dolphins last season, is Tua had no weapons. The offense was pretty trash. The defense is great in Miami, and they could even improve that. And I think really it's Brian Flores working with what he's got and building a scheme that works with the players he's coaching. But he's doing a great job in Miami. And I think with this draft, the Dolphins will completely flip their team around from what we saw last season. I think with the 2 first-round picks, you've got to go offense. And that's the scary thing, because I know the Dolphins are looking at Najee Harris. The Dolphins need a running back as well. And I know they're looking at Najee Harris. And if they draft Najee Harris, then the Steelers are going to draft someone stupid, maybe an offensive lineman, which I don't want to do for the first round. Because by the time we pick in the second round, Javonte Williams will be gone. Travis Etienne will be gone. And that's who I used to want back in the day, was Travis Etienne. I was like, man, I hope the Steelers somehow get him. And fun fact, we could actually get him this season, but I'm pretty sure Najee Harris is the guy I want now after watching him dominate at Bama last year. Actually, after watching him hurdle a guy and then continue running for about 30 yards. Yeah, I think the Dolphins will go Davante Smith. I think the best draft for the Dolphins right now would be Davante Smith at first, Najee Harris at 18. I don't want to get too much into their second and third and fifth rounds, but I think at that point you got to go some defense. Maybe if there's another good wide receiver on the board, which I doubt there will be, you go for a wide receiver. But I think for the start, make sure you guys go running back and you get you guys a wide receiver as well. Maybe 2 wide receivers, who knows? Rashad Bateman and Devonta Smith. Get to with some weapons, man. Get this man some help. Maybe offensive line as well. They could probably use some help there. Because a lot of people are like trolling Tua, saying like, yo, he's not a good quarterback. He's not good enough. But I'm like, well, that's just not true. I think Tua is a great quarterback. But, you know, Miami also has a terrible offense. So they really need to improve on that. But that's really all I got to say for today's table talk for the NFL, guys. Make sure you guys let me know what you're thinking in the comments, guys. Make sure you subscribe. A lot of you guys watching the videos aren't subscribed. The channel's blowing up. We would love for you to be a part of it. Also, make sure you guys check out that 100 subscriber giveaway video. We want to give away $100 to one of our loyal subscribers, and then we want to give away some smaller gifts as well. So make sure you guys go check that out, because right now it's at like 16 views, and the only comments are from like new people who are like brand new to the channel. So we were kind of like confused if we should, you know, actually we want to give it to a subscriber who's been here for a while. So we were kind of curious as to you know, how to deal with this, but yeah, I don't know why the video didn't get as many views as we thought it would, considering there was like 100 people and it's at like 16 right now, or 18. So make sure you guys go run that video up, comment down below. We want to give out some gifts for you guys. We want to thank you for your support that we've gotten over these past 5 months, even after the rebrand, which the channel has continued to grow. So till next time, guys, it's been your boy Kid. I'll see you guys soon, actually real soon, because we have a NBA video that will be possibly dropping tomorrow morning. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.